I vow to not get fat. Should we be rewriting marriage vows? And today we're going to talk about wedding vows. I want to go over where they came from, what they are, what they mean, and is it reasonable to kind of like think about rethinking them and adding certain things. It's a little controversial, but we're going to talk about it. Grab your coffee. Let's get into it.
I like this one.
Yeah, and I have a video I came across on Instagram.
I like this one.
That I'm going to play.
Oh, yes.
So
my husband and I have a standard. We are not allowed to get fat ever. See, comfort tells you you don't have to try anymore. You've already got them. We refuse to live like that. To be very transparent, I have not seen my husband with visible abs since we got married almost 9 years ago. A couple months ago, I said, babe, I want to see abs. Do whatever you need to do to get that done. He smiled, accepted the challenge, came home one day with a Stairmaster and treadmill to do cardio twice a day. Now I can see his abs starting to come through. Then he challenged me. After I had lost all the postpartum weight, he told me, now I want to see your glutes grow again. He was right. My butt got small. I didn't make any excuses. Head down, locked in. I've been prioritizing my protein. I've been eating way more food, almost 4,000 calories now, and my glutes are growing again. This is what we do. We stay challenging each other. We keep dating, we keep training, we keep taking care of our bodies. We keep choosing discipline because we believe our spouse deserves our best, not our leftovers. If I would be upset and disappointed at my husband gaining 40 to 50 pounds because he stopped caring, why would I expect him to be okay if I did the same thing? That's a double standard. The truth is, if your spouse cannot lovingly tell you that you're slipping, then who can?
So that's the video that I came across. She got a lot of heat off of that. You guys just watched it. We put it up.
I want to go read the comments on that. And the heat she got.
She got a lot of heat from that video. But before we get into that, subscribe to us here on YouTube and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Follow us on Instagram. And I want to talk about...
Subscribe, like, and comment.
Subscribe, like, comment.
Please.
Comment. I really want to know your opinions on this.
Yes,
so definitely
that
sound
too.
off in the comments.
We
But
wanna
let's
know.
talk about, first of all, what were the vows? So the first vow is to have and to hold. Means I am choosing you and I'm keeping you.
Okay.
To have and to hold. That the vows, by the way, they've been around for 500 years. 500 years.
Wow.
From this day forward means starting right now, not someday, not later, but right now. For better or worse. This is the questionable one, right? It says, means I am staying with you on the good days and the bad days. For richer or poorer means I'm staying whether we have lots of money or almost none. In sickness and in health means I am staying if you get sick, not just when you feel great. To love and to cherish, I will love and treat you like you matter, and till death do us part means for the rest of my life. There was more vows like wasn't there like to honor and obey or something like that at one point? I think those have kind of been like
Maybe.
removed at some point. Interesting though. So yeah, vows have been around since 1549. There was a book that someone wrote back in the 1500s. His job was making a book of prayers that regular people could use in church. And part of that was this kind of like list of things for married people to follow.
Yeah.
But in general, obviously 1500s, right? It's time to kind of like rethink the vows a little bit.
100%.
But it's kind of like, so think about vows. Vows are like promises to each other.
Yep.
Some of those I think are fine, right? In sickness and health and,
Of course.
if things happen in life.
Of course.
But specifically like with this girl's named Catriona Fit, she gets a lot of flack for a lot of her Instagram
Yes,
posts.
she does.
But hers was like, they're like promised not to get fat. Like, what's your take on that?
Well, this is the way I look at it, and I'm guilty, is when we met, you hired me as your trainer. Why did you hire me as your trainer? Because you looked around the room, you're like, well, he looks fit, so obviously he probably knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
But you're like, he must know what he's doing. He looks fit. He emulates the lifestyle, the persona of a fit person.
Mm-hmm.
Shortly after, we start dating, get serious, get in a relationship. And because comfort set in, I went back to my old behavior, which I've done in my past, in my 20s. And the way I look at it is, the way you met me is the way we should remain. I met you very fit too. Yeah, you weren't like physically like muscular one, but you were still fit. You were still lean and fit. You were still thin. So we put our best foot forward men, this is what men, I'm speaking on men's behalf, to attract you ladies. What do? We want a big chest, big arms. We want to look our physical best when we're single. So we shouldn't allow ourselves, when marriage comes into play, just let ourselves fall apart and just blame it on marriage. I've heard that from guys too, like, I don't need to go to the gym. I'm just married. I remember a good friend of mine said that, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I'm married, so what does it
What?
matter?
So what does that got to do with your marriage?
Yeah.
I'm talking about you as a person. Why can't you be physically fit? You'll do it in a heartbeat if you're single and she
but
broke your
what's
heart.
What's the word I want to say now? Outcome. What's the not punishment? I can't what happens? What's the result of, so technically, let's just say that was part of our vows, like unspoken vows, like, you're going to stay fit. I'm going to stay fit. We're going to stay looking good, taking care of ourselves.
Yeah.
But you went back on that vow for a period of time. So what's the ramifications of that? Like, what does that mean? What in a marriage, if that happens, what's the risk, I guess, of that?
The risk of that, depending on the person you're with, they can lose attraction towards you. They can start looking at you in utter disgust, like, this is not the person I married. They can form an emotional connection with someone else, not on purpose, someone else who's fit, attractive, and just by accident fall into that. And that's when things, you're playing with a slippery slope and affairs happen. And it happens very often and no one talks about. So you're playing with fire, you're playing with danger. As far as the ramifications go, there's nothing set in stone. There should be something set in stone. It should be like, hey, get your shit together. It's hard. It's a hard conversation that people are afraid to have with their mate because they don't want to hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's a hard conversation for you to have with me when I let myself go, but you kind of called me out because I was eating burritos all the time.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little, like, you didn't say step it up,
because
but
it's
kind of.
not necessarily, I think people will automatically think, oh my gosh, that's so shallow.
Yes.
For me, I can say at least, it's not necessarily the outcome of the look, because if you had gained weight, you had gotten sick or something like that, or you were unable to work out or something changed,
Of course,
that impacted the way you looked, that's totally different. For
Totally.
me, the difficult part was, it was that none of that happened. It was just choices. Because it's kind of like the way you live, the way you started to live, eating too much, eating junk food, just the habits, and the habits that made, it just makes it look like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's kind of like those are things that are not attractive qualities in the way you live your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily, it's not just about the shallow of what the look ends up being, because that can come from other things too. In the vows, right? In sickness and in health, if you were on a medication that made you gain 40 pounds because it's like steroids or something like that, that's different. But it's like now these habits that you've let go of, that's the turnoff.
Yeah.
That's the turnoff.
No, you're right. I agree.
It's that.
100%. It's like I'm not putting my my effort, my best foot forward. I got comfortable.
Yeah. And then it's like because you don't value who you're with.
And in the beginning, when you're first dating or you're first hooking up with this person, you're quick to brag to your friends like, wow, I'm dating this smoking hot chick. Oh, my God. Then eventually she becomes my wife, or eventually I become her husband. And she's bragging to her friends like, oh, my God, I'm dating this guy. He's so high. We click, boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden, because now that we're married years down the line, we shouldn't get a pass to let ourselves go.
Yeah.
And I think too many people give themselves a pass to let themselves go. And they think that the person they're with is okay with that. But deep down, they don't want to hurt their feelings. They're not okay with that. It's just they don't voice how they're really feeling, and they should. It's a hard conversation. It's an uncomfortable one.
Yeah.
I recently went through this with my sister. She had a hard conversation with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
It's a hard one, but I said, you have to have it now.
Because once the damage is done, there's not necessarily, you might not always come back from it.
Yeah.
Because you disconnect, you drift, whatever.
True.
Not to mention.
That's true.
It's a trickle effect, because also the fit, healthy, good habits version of you is a different you. It's a different mood.
Yep.
It's a different, you treat people differently. You have different energy. You have different desires to do things. It changes everything about you. And if people think it doesn't, they're kidding themselves.
100%.
They're kidding themselves.
100%.
Because I've been lots of different versions of myself, and the fit version that's locked in on habits, that's living a healthy lifestyle, has more energy, is in a better mood, wants to do more things, wants to live life a little more. you become different, right? The one that was unhappy with my body. What am I? I'm at home. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything. Don't talk to me.
You want to hide
I
from
don't
the
want-
world.
Yeah, and so you're not the most pleasant person to be
No.
around when you're not putting your best foot forward.
True. I agree.
So although it feels shallow, I don't think it's a shallow thing. It's not just an aesthetic appearance thing.
No.
It's everything that comes along with it.
That's the attraction.
Yeah. It's everything that
My
comes
wife
along
works
with
out. My wife eats good. She's not lazy. She moves. Her energy is good. Her aura's good.
Yeah.
We're happier together. We do things together.
Yeah.
We're not lazy. We're living life.
Yeah.
Life goes by quick, you guys.
Because I mean, to be honest, let's be completely honest. Had you not turned it around, it would have 100% impacted our marriage, I think.
Yes.
Because I remember, I try to think back, like how I was feeling, and I do remember a few times, kind of just, I felt young and fit, and still I was in my 30s, and I remember looking at you sometimes and thinking, like, this is not a healthy man,
You're right.
and that's not a good way to think about the person you're with.
No.
Right? I remember thinking that specific thought.
No.
You know, like this is not someone who
and
is
nothing wrong with that. You're
healthy.
probably downplaying. You probably thought more than that, but that's okay because it's true. I look back like, what was I thinking? Like,
Yeah.
not too comfortable.
So if you had kept on that path, do I think it would have caused problems? 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
So what did I do though? I chose to like really focus on, well, am I living the healthiest version of myself right now? And I wasn't either. I was thin and whatever, but I wasn't the level I wanted to be. So I kind of just focused on myself, and then you followed suit
Yeah.
is what happened.
Yeah.
But had that not happened,
Yeah.
what I think though happens a lot, because it's easier to go in the other direction. What I think happens with couples is one of them lets themselves go. The other one might not like that very much, but it's easier for them to just let themselves go too. And then you've got two people that they're both not putting their best foot forward, so they can kind of live in that mediocrity for a while. Then what causes the problems is one person has an awakening, one of them. And they're like, I don't like this. I'm not happy. I'm not going to do something about it. Then it becomes a problem.
100%.
And we see it a lot of times with clients. They'll have one client, you know, someone that we work with but their mate is not on board. And
Cause a rift.
And it does cause a rift. It does.
I'm mad that I didn't save this post, man. She transformed herself. Oh my God. Her transformation was like mind blowing. She went from, I don't know, a 2, 3 to a 10. Like I swear, and it caused a rift in her marriage. And her husband confided or told her, says, I didn't sign up for this. I liked you when you were heavier. But no, you liked her because you were confident and secure.
Yeah,
And she was
'cause you're
heavier. Now that she
comfortable.
leveled up, now other men are staring.
Yeah.
Now she's feeling good about herself. Now her confidence aura rose.
Yeah.
That's what you didn't like. So I went on the comment section, and a lot of women say, yeah, it caused the divorce. Same thing happened to me. Same thing happened to me. Caused a lot of divorce. It caused a lot of rift in marriages, actually, which is
Yeah, and I think when someone is like, you know how like the husband objection? If someone's like doing want to
Yes.
sign up for coaching
Let's
or
be
whatever,
honest,
and then they
yes.
have to talk to their husband, the husband objects to it.
Why does
I
he
think
object?
a big part of it is like, no, because now if they're gonna go do something, fuck, that means that I'm gonna have to like level up, and I'm comfortable. Like I want her to stay comfortable with me because I'm comfortable. Because if she's gonna start to try to do something, then we're gonna be in different leagues, and then I'm not happy with that. But I'm also not willing to. I'm comfortable. I don't want to have to like make myself look better or whatever. So
Yeah.
that's where the problems occur, because the people do have, and I feel like a lot of women in midlife, they want to have that epiphany, but a lot of times it's the men. It's both. But a midlife crisis, I like to call it a midlife resurrection.
Exactly.
But it's happening, and if it's not both of you and it's just one of you, it's going to impact the marriage. I cannot sit here and tell you that, oh, it's a strong marriage or whatever, you'll be fine. No,
no,
it'll
because you know
probably
what else
cause
happens
problems.
is like, for example, let's just say, because I stopped drinking before you, and all of a sudden we're going out and you're like, babe, we're not going to go have our daily drinks on Saturday. Like, no, I'm not drinking anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That also causes the rift. Or I'm not eating like you are.
Mm-hmm.
You're still eating like an a-hole, and I'm not eating that way. I'm eating differently. That is also a problem.
Well, you got to think about this. What is it that holds relationships together? It is common interests. It's kind of doing life together, right? And you know as well as I know, living like that healthy, like fit lifestyle or whatever, it's part of who you are. It becomes your identity.
That's it. That's
You
what it is.
then
Not a way on a
gravitate-
scale, nothing.
No, you then gravitate to other people that also live that same
do.
lifestyle.
Straight up.
And so, more so again than it being simply just based on looks and getting fat or whatever, it has to do with how it impacts every aspect of your life. I always tell this to clients, when you transform, it impacts every aspect of your life. But if you transform and your spouse doesn't, now those common interests, the drinking, the going out on a Friday night, eating donuts on Saturday morning, your daily pastry, all of the baking and all of that, it changes a lot of things.
What did we recently see at the pool where it was like, whoa. You try not to judge, but we saw a fairly large woman with a healthy looking young man. It looked off. It just didn't look right.
But what does that have to do
No,
with
I'm
what
just saying,
talking
like, it
about?
just looked
That's totally, it does
it just
nothing
looked
to do with what we're talking
unbalanced.
about.
You know what I'm saying? When someone looks unbalanced.
Yeah,
in
but
a
they looked
relationship.
happy, actually, to be honest. If
they
I'm going to
did.
give him my honest
You
perspective,
know what they
he
did?
looked like he was like gaga.
You're right. I was like,
so
okay.
sometimes that could be what they're into and that works.
That's
but
true, too.
That's kind of irrelevant to what the point is, because we don't know if they're married or
No.
anything.
It just threw me for a loop. Like, the
Yeah.
guy looked much younger and she was older and, just
But he
saying.
was like giving her the googly eyes from across the pool.
Yeah.
So he was happy with whatever.
All I can say
he
is
saw.
your body does a talking before anything else. The moment you walk in a room, the moment you walk in the gym, anywhere, your body's it is who you are. It's your calling card. It's your business card. It opens up a lot of doors. You just feel good overall. Your aura is just different. You have this glow about you. One of our clients said it. I asked her, how do you feel? She goes, my aura is totally different.
It is totally
My glow's different.
The problem, though, is when you're with your spouse and their aura stayed the same.
Yeah.
It didn't change with them. So it can be difficult, for sure.
course.
And it's going to be something. It's going to be a area of contention.
Yeah.
It's going to have to resolve in some way or another.
Yeah.
But it's very rare in the long term that you have one person that's like totally into their health and fitness and one that totally is not. You could have some that like, they get by, but they're not like morbidly obese or something like
Of
that.
course.
Like it's not a complete opposite.
No.
But one is kind of like, they don't really live the life, but they're kind of like fine.
Yeah.
In those situations, it might be okay, but it's when there's a huge difference in lifestyle, habits, looks, that's what leads to problems.
100%. I agree. And like I said earlier, this is the uncomfortable conversations that couples never have. It's hard to have these conversations, but they need to be had. You need to be honest. If you're going to continue forward, like you might start have second thoughts about your marriage. Like, do I want to continue with this person? I'm just not I'm just not physically attracted to them no more. The love just isn't there. Can we fix this? Can we turn it around? Resurrection. You could turn it around for sure.
Yeah,
By
but they have
fixing
to be,
yourself.
Yeah. I think it starts with doing it for you, though. The problem then becomes you can't do it just for your spouse. You have to do it for you.
For you. Has to be for you.
So if you don't have that desire, if it's not there, that's where, you have to ask yourself, why isn't it there? And you dig deep on that. But it really has to be for you, or else you won't be able to sustain it.
No, you won't.
But like just coming back to like the vows and whether that's a part of it, as like, people will get a lot of flack for that. Like if someone says like, oh, my husband was upset that I gained weight, or like asked me to like, hey, kind of like watch it or work out or whatever. Some people would be appalled on the internet by that. That would be like, cancel culture will come for you. And I think that's kind of crazy.
Why does it trigger them so much? Yeah, why not? This is not the person who I got with, though.
I don't know. But it does. It causes a lot of, we're probably going to get a lot of flack for this episode.
Yeah.
People will
And I
not be
remember,
happy.
this might be a little off topic, but I remember you showed me a comment or something, like a woman assumes you, wait till you have kids, and like, I have two.
Yeah.
She tried to use like, well, basically, maybe, I'm thinking this what she meant is like, well, I look this way, or I'm overweight, I've had babies. Okay. You have it, so many other women have.
It becomes about like the efforts and things like that. Like obviously if you have kids, you're going to gain weight for a while.
Yes,
you're
you will.
Gonna, your body's not going to be the same. All of that. This is not what that's about. It is about the effort, and your habits and how you live your life, and that you care about what you look like, putting yourself together, getting up, brushing your teeth, putting some makeup on, putting a nice outfit on with not 3-day-old stains on your shirt. It's a lot about everything.
Yes.
It's putting yourself together, and that being part of like, you did in the beginning. You didn't start dating somebody and show up at the front door when they came to your house with like a 3XL stained t-shirt on.
All disheveled.
Right.
Hair all disheveled.
You got ready.
Not shaven, yes.
Like, it's about
Put your
keeping
best foot
that
forward.
same energy throughout the relationship, I think. I think it is important. And whether you're going to admit it or not, it does impact things. It will impact things. And whether you like it or not, whether it sounds shallow or not, it doesn't matter. The truth is the truth. And whether you believe it's not, whether someone says, oh no, I'm fine, I'm perfectly happy with the way you are, you don't know the truth.
No, that's not, they're living in denial.
You don't know.
They're
And
just saying
sometimes they're happy with the way you are because it makes them comfortable with the way they are.
Exactly.
And not because they're really happy with the way you are, because they still will, they say they're happy with the way you are, but then they have the roving eye when they see the hot girl walk out of the store or whatever.
We've
And
seen
it's like,
it.
I thought you were happy with the way I look, but yet that drew your attention.
Yeah.
So what is it really?
Caught him snapping his neck.
I don't know. Just something to think about.
Yeah.
Sound off
exactly.
in the comments, guys. I know that
Sound off.
this one's going to get us some flack, but that's okay.
That's okay.
That's what we're here for, to be
Flack.
candid.
We're
We'll
for
see you on
it.
the next one.
Let's do it.